It's Mark here from Uber Rock, and we are backstage at Steelhouse where Dan Byrne has just kicked off the weekend. And I'm really pleased to say we are joined by the guy who's going to be headlining tonight, the one and only Mr. Kris Barras.
Hello.
Hi, how's you?
I'm very good, thank you. You?
It's been good. It's been a good year for you so far. You're really on a roll at the moment. Now you're headlining a festival here in Wales.
Yeah. It's been a great year. We had a fantastic tour earlier. Back in, I can't remember when it was now. January, February time. We did 26 dates throughout the UK. And then we've been spending a lot of time writing and doing the festival circuit. So it's been good. It's been great to get back over to Europe and then getting to a headline. A festival like this is just amazing.
It's a pretty meteoric rise. Like you're now all of a sudden you're headlining festivals after just quite a short career for you, really.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's fast. It's certainly been a lot of work. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's a few years ago. This was one of our first gigs coming out of COVID. We did this in 2021. Had like an afternoon slot, and it was wet and windy, but we had a great time. And to be invited back to headline the opening night of the festival was, it's amazing, massive honour and privilege.
Yeah, and it's a great festival. It's always been a festival that has supported up and coming talent such as yourself and so many of the other bands that are playing over the course of this weekend. The likes of Those Damn Crows, Florence Black, and all. They're all like local, fresh talent. This festival has been about that. Unlike a lot of the other festivals, you just go for the big name bands.
Yeah, I mean, I think Steelhouse has a great mix because they have the big bands too, right? You've got Airborne and Black Sun Cherry, like two of the biggest rock bands touring at the moment. So yeah, it's great. It's great they give opportunities to smaller bands and to bring them through as well. Like I said before, I had like an afternoon slot. Now I'm headlining. Same with Those Damn Crows. They're special guest to I think Black Sun Cherry or Airborne one of the nights. I can't remember which one it is. But
we don't care. It's a party.
Given a great slot behind a huge international touring band. So yeah, it's great. It's really good.
It's good to see festivals like this supporting local talent and up and coming talent. But you've worked hard to get here. I mean, you alluded to it earlier. You've done 26-date tour. You must be one of the hardest working guys out there. I mean, how do you find the time to do everything?
I still think I'd still like to do more. To be honest, it's still like once you get to a certain level and certain venue sizes and things, you can only really do like one tour in one area or one country like per year really. I wish I could do more. When we were coming up, we were kind of doing it like twice a year, but now we're in like bigger venues and it's a little bit more tricky. But yeah, I mean, I'd be out touring every day of the year if I could.
Yeah, basically there's no adage you play anywhere there's electricity.
Yeah.
and to me that summarises your work ethic, because as you said, the last time we saw you was in the Belfast Empire, which is the same venue you played pre-COVID. And then you came back and you played exactly the same venue.
Yep. Because
you knew you got the crowd there as well. You knew you're going to get people who love your music going to see your music. You don't want to be, maybe you don't want to play the big arenas where they don't maybe appreciate.
I mean, we're still establishing ourselves in Ireland. So it's not quite, it's quite a big gap between 2019 and 2023. We didn't feel like we could go back and do like a bigger venue necessarily.
You could sell at the Ulster Hall tomorrow. I guarantee you, the next time you come to Belfast, you'll sell out the Ulster Hall.
We'll see. But also, because we had a slight change direction, like the heavier kind of thing, we kind of had to test the waters again. We didn't want to overshoot it. But yeah, it was just great to be back over there. I love playing in Belfast, just as I do in Dublin. Any chance to get to go over there, I will. It's tricky. It's quite an expensive At the level we're playing at over there, because it is small, it's a smaller market for us compared to what we do in the UK. It is quite hard to make it work. We had promoter Kieran that worked with us on those shows that did a great job of getting us back over there after we had.
Yeah, Kieran's a nice guy. It is actually officially the Irish Sea is the most expensive piece of water on the entire planet. In terms of trying to get a band to come from mainland England to play on Ireland anywhere it's 10 times more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just like ferry costs; it's the time it takes. That's part of the problem. So when you go to Ireland, like how many shows can you realistically do? Like maybe 2 or 3. So it's really hard to make that money back, and the time it takes to get there, it's like an extra day either side to travel to get to the ferry port anyway. I can get to France much quicker than I can get to Ireland.
Yeah,
I could probably get to Germany in the same amount of time from where I live as I could to.
Yeah, but it's worth it because when you come to Ireland, you love it. You kill it every time you come over.
Yeah, I mean, we try to kill it everywhere we go, and we've had great shows over there. Like I say, it's a bit of a smaller market for us. We're not as well known over there as we are in the UK. Well, it is part of the UK. The mainland, England, Wales, Scotland. I'm going to get lynched online for that. Sorry. But yeah, on England, Scotland, and Wales, we're much bigger over here, much more well known, and it's a little bit easier to deal with it.
Yeah. But hopefully we're going to see you back again soon.
So we can make it work.
This summer is festivals. What's next? What's coming out? Is there a new Kris Barras Band album coming?
There will be,
soon?
Yeah. So 3 weeks time, we're heading back into the studio to record a new album. Going back to Vader Studios where we recorded Death Valley Paradise, and we've worked really hard on this. We started writing the songs when we were on tour earlier this year. Actually, Josiah and I writing songs on the tour bus. We set up a little studio up in the top lounge of the bus, and it's the first time we've ever done that, writing on the road, and it was a really, really good experience. And a lot of those songs have kind of laid the foundation for the sound of the album.
You said that your last album was much heavier direction as well from what you've done before. Are you following in that vein, or are you laying it back a wee bit, or? Yeah,
I mean it's carrying on in the same vein. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you never fully know till you get in the studio and see what comes out, but it'll be much more Death Valley Paradise than Light It Up. Yeah.
Because the feeling I always get from your albums as well is you record them to perform them live. They sound like live albums in the studio. Is that a deliberate choice? You want to be able to say, I want to do this song live. So
yeah, I mean, the last album we kind of went to town a bit more on the production side of things, building up layers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the band I've got around me, they're world class, like phenomenal musicians, and it would be silly to not make the most of that. This next album is really, really gonna shine a light on how good these guys are, I think, and I mean, everything we do is we do this to play live. It's why I started the band. It was never a recording project. It's because I wanted to get out there and do gigs, come to places like this. So yeah, I think probably naturally that comes out in the songwriting.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you one final question. You don't have to answer it. We work in a hotel that stages a lot of MMA fights. Have you ever thought of going back?
I think that ship's sailed now. I mean, I train most days. Not really doing the MMA side of things really, but I do a lot of grappling stuff like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When I'm home, I'm training every day. So I'm still doing that. I might do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, but actually getting back in the cage and fighting, I think that ship's sailed.
Yeah, it's gone. And rightfully so, because to me you are one of the best blues rock guitarists around.
Thank you very much.
You have spent years grafting, and you well deserve it. So
cheers,
Kris, thanks very much.
Come on.
This is Monk from River Rock with Kris Barras, the man. Signing off. Night.